Here is a number that should change how you shop. 21% of dishwashers break down within their first 5 years, 1 in 5. And here's the part that matters. When they die, they almost never die in some exotic, unpredictable way. They die the same 3 boring deaths every time. The pump weakens, and your clean dishes come out needing a hand wash. The heating element burns out, and your plastics come out soaking wet. Or the drain pump quits, and you open the door to a tub full of gray, greasy water sitting over last night's dinner. That's it. 3 parts, 3 failures. And the entire difference between a dishwasher that dies the week after its warranty expires and one that runs quietly for 15 years comes down to whether the company building it cared about those 3 parts or spent the money on a hidden control panel and a 3rd rack instead. Today we expose the 8 dishwasher brands built to die and the 4 that outlive their warranty. Number 1 on the lasting side is a brand almost nobody talks about that quietly beats machines costing twice as much. But first, the ones engineered to leave you bailing water out of the bottom of the tub. And a warning before we start. Some of the worst offenders on this list carry the highest price tags in the entire store. Number 8. Frigidaire. Frigidaire is the badge people reach for when they want a name they recognize without paying name brand money. What they don't realize is that Frigidaire is Electrolux's discount label built down to a price point, not up to a standard. At $400 to $800, it isn't shockingly cheap, and that's exactly the trap, because the familiar logo whispers real brand, while the build delivers entry-level everything. The complaints follow a script: spray arms that clog and stop reaching the top rack, drain issues that leave standing water, cheap door latches and racks with plastic tines that snap and rust. None of it is dramatic on day one. All of it shows up right around the time the 1-year warranty taps out, which is the entire business model. You save $80 at the register, and then you're back in the appliance aisle in year 4, while a better-built machine is barely broken in. That's not a bargain. That's a layaway plan for your next dishwasher. Number 7. Kenmore. Kenmore used to mean something. For decades it was Sears' house brand, and it stood for solid, no-nonsense appliances that simply worked. Then Sears collapsed, and Kenmore became something stranger. A ghost brand. Kenmore doesn't manufacture a single dishwasher. It's a name licensed onto machines built by other companies, sometimes Whirlpool, sometimes LG, sometimes Frigidaire, with no unified standard tying any of them together. That's the quiet catastrophe baked into the badge. When you buy a Kenmore, you genuinely do not know whose dishwasher you're getting, which means you inherit whoever built its weaknesses with none of the accountability. When it breaks, you're chasing parts from a manufacturer whose name isn't even on the door, through a brand whose support structure largely vanished with the stores that sold it. Picture calling for service and the technician asking who actually made your dishwasher, and you not being able to answer. That's the Kenmore experience in 2026. It's a mystery box with a trusted name printed on the outside and absolutely no one home on the inside. Nostalgia is doing all the work, and nostalgia can't ship you a drain pump. Number 6. Fisher and Paykel, specifically the dish drawer. Now we get to the clever one, and clever is exactly the problem. The Fisher and Paykel dish drawer is genuinely innovative. Instead of one big door, it's 1 or 2 sliding drawers, each its own self-contained dishwasher with its own motor, its own pump, its own control board, its own seals. It looks brilliant in the showroom. It loads like a dream. And it doubles your failure points before you've washed a single plate. This is the trap of paying premium money for complexity. A double dish drawer isn't one dishwasher. It's 2, mechanically, which means 2 motors that can burn out, 2 drain pumps that can quit, 2 control boards that can fail, and a lot more seals to leak. Owners report the unit stalling mid-cycle and refusing to advance, drawers that won't drain and breed mold, and control board faults that take a technician and a real bill to clear. Yes, the modular design means parts can be swapped individually, but at premium prices, and only if you can find someone who services them. You paid extra for an elegant idea, and the elegant idea handed you twice as many things to break. Cleverness is not the same as durability. Sometimes it's the opposite. Number 5. Electrolux. Electrolux is the parent company behind Frigidaire, and it sells itself one full tier-up sleek European design, premium feature lists, prices that push past $1,000. The branding promises a different class of machine. The reliability data calls the bluff. In Consumer Reports' most recent survey of nearly 250,000 appliances, Electrolux landed near the very bottom, with a reliability score of 44 out of 100. And its dishwashers specifically ranked among the least reliable you can buy. That is a brutal place to sit when your price tag is shouting premium. You're paying for the Scandinavian design story and the brushed steel curb appeal, and inheriting the breakdown rate of a budget machine. More features, more electronics, more proprietary parts means more to fail and more money to fix when it does, and the survey says it does, often. When a brand charges a 4-figure price for a 44 out of 100 machine, the premium isn't buying you reliability. It's buying you a nicer looking box to stand next to while you wait for the repair tech who may or may not have the part. Number 4. JennAir. Here's where the price tags start to insult you. JennAir positions itself as luxury, the dark stainless, the pro-style aesthetic, the kitchen designer cachet, prices well north of $1,000 and often closer to $2,000. And in that same Consumer Reports reliability data, JennAir posted one of the very lowest scores of any appliance brand surveyed, 41 out of 100. Not 41 for the budget line, 41 for the luxury one. Now follow the money, because this is the tell. JennAir is owned by Whirlpool. It is Whirlpool's upmarket badge, and as you'll hear in a minute, Whirlpool's mainstream and properly done premium machines are perfectly solid. So you have one corporation selling you a reliable dishwasher under one name and a 41 out of 100 dishwasher under a fancier name at a much higher price. The luxury finish is real. The luxury reliability is fiction. You're not paying for a better built machine. You're paying for a darker shade of stainless and a designer-approved logo bolted onto a worse track record. That's the most expensive way to buy fewer years of dishwasher. Number 3. Viking. Viking sells the professional kitchen fantasy, the heavy commercial look, the restaurant aesthetic, the 5-figure kitchen energy, with a dishwasher price to match the dream. The promise is that pro-grade money buys pro-grade reliability. Consumer Reports' 2026 survey says the opposite. Viking sits in the not recommended tier, among the least reliable dishwasher brands on the market, full stop. This is the pro-style trap in its purest form. The looks are genuinely impressive. The dependability is genuinely below average. And because these are low-volume luxury machines, when something fails, you're often waiting on specialized parts and a technician who's certified to touch them, which turns a routine repair into a multi-week ordeal with a luxury-sized invoice at the end. You paid restaurant kitchen money for a home dishwasher that breaks down more than a mainstream, one costing a quarter as much. The stainless is beautiful. The spec sheet is seductive. But a dishwasher's only job is to clean your dishes and survive. And on the survive part, Viking is exactly the kind of name this channel exists to warn you about. Prestige is not a component. Before we hit the top 2, if this is saving you from a 4-figure mistake, subscribe. Every breakdown on this channel follows the money under the badge, not the marketing on the door. No brand deals, no sponsorships, just the survey data, the failure modes, and the price tags. Number 2. Cove. This is the one that should make you angriest, because it's the one that costs the most and hides behind the best name. Cove is the dishwasher arm of the Sub-Zero Group. Yes, the same luxury group famous for refrigerators that last 20 years. People see that pedigree, they see a starting price around $2,600, and they assume they're buying the most bulletproof dishwasher money can buy. They are not. In Consumer Reports' 2026 reliability ratings, Cove lands in the lowest category, the same bottom tier as Samsung and Electrolux, machines that cost a fraction of the price. Let that sink in. A $2,600 dishwasher rated as unreliable as a budget unit. The concerns are not cosmetic. There have been recalls, including one over heating elements that posed a fire hazard. Plus the familiar mechanical failures, drain pumps and control boards that get expensive fast once the warranty's gone. A great refrigerator pedigree does not transfer to a different machine in a different factory doing a different job. Cove is the proof that a prestige name and a premium price can sit on top of a machine that breaks down like a discount model, When the most expensive dishwasher in the store earns the same reliability tier as the cheapest, the price was never about quality. It was about the logo. Number 1. Samsung. And the worst part about Samsung isn't even how often the dishwashers fail. It's that when they fail, almost no one will help you. Ask appliance repair professionals which dishwasher to avoid, and Samsung is the answer that comes up again and again, not as one opinion among many, but as a near consensus. In one survey of 15 service pros, a third volunteered Samsung as the brand to stay away from, and not one of them had anything good to say about it. The reasons are always the same: leaks, weak performance, abysmal customer service, and the killer parts you can't get, and technicians who won't touch them. Here's the most damning fact of all. Yale Appliance, one of the most respected appliance retailers and service operations in the country, doesn't even sell Samsung dishwashers. They won't stock them, and they won't service them. When a company whose entire business is selling and repairing appliances looks at Samsung dishwashers and says, "No thank you," that tells you everything. You can buy the most beautiful Samsung dishwasher on the floor, and the day it leaks and the complaints say it will, you'll discover there's no part, no tech, and no one on the customer service line who can help. A dishwasher you can't get repaired isn't an appliance. It's a stainless steel countdown timer. That's why Samsung is built to die at number 1. That's the Graveyard 8 badges engineered to fail, several of them charging luxury prices for budget lifespans. Now the 4 that actually outlive their warranty. And notice the pattern. Price barely predicts which side of this list a brand lands on. Number 4. Thermador. Let's start with proof that luxury can be done right. Thermador is a genuine high-end brand, and unlike Viking, Genair, and Cove, it actually earns the price on the reliability side. In both Consumer Reports surveys and Yale Appliance's real-world service data, Thermador consistently ranks in the top tier for dependability, sitting right alongside Bosch, among the lowest service call rates in the entire category. The reason isn't mysterious. Thermador is part of the same engineering family as Bosch German dishwasher design, built around getting the boring fundamentals right: a pump that keeps cleaning, a drying system that keeps drying, a drain that keeps draining, year after year. If you're building a high-end kitchen and you want a luxury dishwasher that will still be running when the trends change, Thermador is how you spend that money without getting burned. It's expensive, but it's the rare premium machine where the reliability data actually backs up the price tag. That's the whole point of this list. Luxury isn't the problem. Luxury that doesn't last is. Number 3. Miele. Miele is the 20-year machine. In Yale Appliance's 2026 service data built on tens of thousands of real repair calls, not marketing claims, Miele posted the single lowest service rate of any dishwasher brand, around 5.5%. The lowest. And Miele earns it the hard way. The company runs its dishwashers through punishing lifespan testing, designed to simulate 2 decades of daily use, and then builds them to survive it. What you're buying at the $1,500 to $2,500 range isn't a feature list. It's stainless construction where competitors use plastic, motors, and pumps engineered to outlast the kitchen they're installed in. And a reputation among the technicians who service everything as the brand that simply doesn't generate calls. The features Miele includes exist because they work, not because they photograph well. If you keep a dishwasher for 20 years and you'd rather buy once than buy 3 times, Miele is the brand that makes the spreadsheet work. It's the premium pick that's actually premium every dollar in the engineering, none of it in a fairy tale. Number 2. Bosch. Bosch is the reliability king, and the data has crowned it for years. In Consumer Reports' 2026 survey of more than 77,000 dishwasher owners, Bosch came out as the most reliable brand on the market. The New York Times named the Bosch 300 series the best overall dishwasher and called Bosch the most reliable mid-range dishwasher brand you can buy. When 2 independent authorities that test and survey for a living point at the same name, that's not marketing. That's a track record. And here's why Bosch belongs near the very top of any value conversation. It delivers that gold standard reliability at a genuinely reachable price. A Bosch 100 or 300 series runs roughly $800 to $1,400. Luxury grade dependability without luxury pricing. Famously quiet, efficient, with the build quality you feel the second you pull the rack out, Bosch isn't trying to dazzle you with gimmicks in the showroom. It's trying to still be quietly running in your kitchen a decade from now, and the survey data says it usually is. For most people, Bosch is the safe, smart, evidence-backed answer, which makes the brand at number 1 all the more remarkable, because it does nearly the same job for even less. Number 1. Beko. You've probably never heard of it, and that's exactly why it's number 1. Beko is a European dishwasher brand that flies almost completely under the radar in America and in the same Consumer Reports reliability data that crowned Bosch. Beko ranks among the most reliable dishwasher brands you can buy, while costing meaningfully less than the famous names above it. That is the entire thesis of this channel in a single appliance. Top-tier dependability without the brand tax. Here's what's happening. The household names spend enormous sums building reputation, and you pay for that reputation every time you buy. Beko skipped the fame and put the money into the machine's solid pumps, reliable drying, a drain that drains, and then priced it where regular people actually shop. You get reliability in the same conversation as Bosch and Miele, for a price closer to the mainstream brands that break in year 4. No celebrity chef aesthetic. No 5-figure kitchen positioning, no marketing budget baked into the sticker, just a quietly excellent dishwasher that does the only 3 things a dishwasher has to do and keeps doing them long after the warranty card is in a landfill. When value matters more than vanity, this is where the smart money goes. Beko is the proof that the most reliable choice and the most expensive choice were never the same thing. Across all 12 brands, one pattern holds. And it's worth burning into memory before you ever walk into a showroom. The price on a dishwasher is a terrible predictor of how long it will last. A $2,600 Cove and a 41 out of 100 Gen Air sit in the reliability gutter, while a moderately priced Beko and a mid-range Bosch quietly outlive both. The industry sells you hidden controls, third racks, targeted spray jets, and Wi-Fi, and 1 in 5 of those machines still dies within 5 years. Always from the same 3 boring parts: the wash pump, the heating element, the drain pump. So when you're standing in front of that wall of shiny stainless steel, ignore the feature war. Ask 3 questions instead. Who actually manufactures the machine behind the badge? What does the real-world reliability data Consumer Reports, Yale service rates, say about that brand in year 5, not year 1? And can you actually get it repaired where you live, with parts that exist and a technician who'll show up? Get those 3 answers right, and the price tag becomes almost irrelevant. The dishwasher that outlives its warranty isn't the prettiest one in the store, and it definitely isn't the most expensive. It's the one built around the 3 parts that actually matter. Which brand surprised you most? The luxury names in the graveyard, or the unknown one at the top? Drop it in the comments. And if this saved you from a machine built to die, subscribe. We follow the money under the badge every single time.